Hello, my scrappy friends. How are you guys this week? And I hope that you guys have been able to do a lot of scrapping this weekend. I've been able to do a little bit. It's still been pretty crazy, and my weekend really doesn't start until Sunday anyway. So, but I was able to get some done tonight and a little bit during the week, but it's been a little bit slow this week. But I also have been doing a lot of playing around. So, I worked on this background with a whole lot of gesso and some gelatos and some sprays. I used some Lindy Stamp Gang spray on the background. And I'm trying to think. That is the pear paper from Amy Tangerine Plus One, and I really liked the geometrical aspect to it. So I just sloppily filled in, and when you're using the gelatos and you add water to them, on gesso, it's like watercolor, and it just goes wherever it wants to go. So you just kind of let it do its thing. If you don't like that, you don't have to put water on it. You should rub it pretty good though. Otherwise, I think that it feels like it's gonna come off. So today I tried it on just regular plain cardstock without the gesso, and I definitely like the gesso better. It runs a lot smoother, and it just blends a lot smoother. Otherwise, it kind of sticks with the paper. It just grits onto the paper, and then you can see the lines a lot more, so it's a lot harder to control in some ways, because if you draw a shape accidentally or something, you're going to see it. So here I am using lots of tape to this pink basil. I know this is basil cardstock because that's what I was getting for the most part before, unless it came in a kit. So I also used some glue, some shiny, some of the accents. And it might be Crackle because I think that's what I had open. I have both ones from Ranger, I believe. Yeah. So I used some of that and the glue because I really just wanted it to stick, because it had warped because it's paper, and I don't have an air gun, like a hot air gun or anything to heat set anything. So I just let it air dry. I'm okay with that for now. So I'd rather spend my money on other crafty things than to get a hair dryer, which I don't even own. So yeah, I just let it go. My hair at least. And my paper. So here I'm just using some stamps. That first stamp pad that you've seen me use was, oh wow, I don't remember what the name of it is, but it has 3 different colors. It's called Brilliance, Archival Brilliance. And that is a pigment ink pad. So it's the Aurora color. So it has yellow, orange, and pink, and it's very shimmery, so it goes really, really well with the gelatos, because some of the gelatos that I used, I believe both of the colors that I used, the tealy color and that pinky color, had a shimmer to them. So I mean, it's kind of hard to see with the gesso because it starts covering it up, but you definitely can see tad bits of sparkles. So I'm figuring out where I want my picture after I stamped in the colors. So some of the flowers, and this flower came with the gelatos. So when you get a smaller pack, you get a stamp as well. So I just used the one, even though I had bought a few. So I decided to use that flower. I thought I don't know. I thought I'd use it. And then I did a couple in the black. And I did some hanging off just for a little bit of a different, look. And it's not so so even, and I don't know. I didn't want it to be perfect. You know, I wanted it to be. Now, one thing I don't know if you can see on the background, because I've been talking away, is one of the things that I did while I was working with this, and I had seen Wilna do it on an episode that she just, a YouTube video she just posted out, not like this week or something. She was writing with her acrylic paint. Now, I don't have acrylic paint, but I thought, hey, I wonder if I add some water to some modeling paste, because it's like a paint, but really thick. So I added a lot of water to it, and I added some of my gelatos to it, and I tinted it very, very, very lightly. Actually, I think one of them I used a spray too, and it's super, super hard to see because of everything else. And I didn't really want it to be very noticeable, but I wrote with my paintbrush, love is all you really need. So, and I wasn't looking for it to stand out. I was just wanting it to be another aspect of my background. And that's the one thing I like about when you do a mixed media. It's not perfect, and you're just adding layers of different things. Just something to see a little interest. So yeah, you might only see the top of an L. You might only see part of, I think I put a couple of hearts in to fill in a few gaps. So you might see part of a heart. You know, you're not going to see much, but you will see something. And it'll be like, oh, what's that? You know? So I decided to do the banners, and I am taping them very awkwardly in place because I don't want them to move, because this is where I want them. So I'm laughing because it looks really funny on screen. I really probably should get one of those. I think is it Tombow is the major brand that has them, but I have one that I started off using when I first scrapbooked, and I went from, when I first scrapbooked at my local store that we have, called the PX, they have a small, teeny tiny scrapbooking aisle with die cuts, with reviews, a few stamps, a few different things, and they had some tape runners, and they're like the Tombow ones. They're the small ones, and they have like little tiny more dots in the tape, so it kind of makes a noise when it goes. It's like whoop. I don't know. If I did it now, it would be so like nostalgic, even though it's only been like not even a year. I feel like it'd be super nostalgic. So here I'm trying to figure out where I want these banner strips, because I wanted something to just fill in. I wanted some open space, but because of how I have my picture and my journaling square on opposite sides, I really wanted something extra just to kind of fill in a little bit more space. Not to be too awkward, because you don't want a lot of awkward space on your layouts. You know, you want things to kind of flow together. So I wanted the journaling and the picture to kind of flow together, your eye to go from the top to, you know, from the top corner to the bottom corner diagonally, and by placing different things in the way, it kind of makes your eye go that way. So that's really what I'm doing there, as I was talking about that little tape runner. So I really should have tried to dig it out, because I think I have a little teeny tiny bit of tape in it. So here I'm deciding, okay, now is a good time to put my title on before I get too more involved, and I didn't really know exactly what I wanted. Oh yeah, I forgot. At this point I decide that I want to add one more thing to the background before I do. So this is a paper from That Away, and most of the papers that I used were from the Chamel line. So the pink and the tealy colors, except for what I used my journaling tag, which that journaling tag was from Chamel. I really wanted to use that paper. I think that's from the Plus One. I just got that, and I love the watercolor look, and I really wanted to use it, and it has some of the same colors, but I didn't know how I wanted to cut it up, and I just didn't want to cut it up without having an idea, because I didn't want to waste it. So I don't know if any of you guys else are like that you don't want to waste your paper. And I know it's crazy, because you could just go out and get new paper, but What am I doing? This is horrible. I'm sorry. I shouldn't even be oh, I know what I was doing. Okay. I was going to say, I don't like texting when I'm doing... I don't like to do anything when I'm doing my layouts because I just try to keep focused. And I try not to get distracted. But I was actually looking up the name of the diner that we went to. Because this picture is from my brother's wedding. And my brother had taken us out to breakfast the day before the wedding. So it was the only day that we really had that we weren't doing anything. Because I got there on Thursday, then we had all day Friday, but we had to go to the rehearsal dinner, or the rehearsal, and then we had the dinner. So we had the morning to go out for breakfast and spend some time together. So we went to a diner called the Black Bear. And it's close to where he lives, sort of, and it's like outside of, I don't think it's in San Jose exactly, but it's outside of San Jose, California. So that's the area that he lives in, and it's all near all that, like Silicon Valley or whatever. All those computer companies are all out there. Oh my gosh, it's all like industrial. But anyway, there's this diner and there's bears all over the place. So that picture is my dad, my sister-in-law, and who wasn't my sister-in-law then, and me, and we're sitting next to this bear. And the bears are in the honey pot, but it's just funny because they have wood carvings of bears. They have a mural in the diner with bears on bikes and bears all over. So they like go all bear out. But it was super, super cute. And being from a small town growing up and being from the country, it definitely had that country feel. Even though you're in this middle of the city and that part of where a lot of people live, there's a lot of Asian markets and Asian stores and stuff. So it was just kind of funny to have all that, and then you have this like really country diner. So here I have a little tiny strip from the Dear Lizzie line. That's Daydreamer collection, and that's called the Tire Swing. And I really like the cameras. And so I'm looking for something to fill up that space, since I put my title, and it's a really long title, all along the bottom. So I wanted something to kind of fill out the top. So it wasn't too, I mean, I guess it would have been okay, but I just felt like it was just empty because there was nothing in. I mean, the one banner had like triangles shaped in it. So, but I just felt like it was empty. So here I put some, and I put that one. Oh yeah, and then I switch it because I didn't like it all the way over. I wanted to leave a little bit of open space. Though I end up switching it. I'm trying to think if I put that in the video or not. I think I did, because I add a couple of stamps that I had done the other night. One of the things that I've been working on, or I try to work on, is making my own embellishments. Just with, well, now that I'm starting to do some stamps, which I really hadn't been in the past, but I've started doing a little bit of stamping. So I had a lot of those, and I cut those out. That's what I did the other night, a few nights ago. So I spent like all night stamping on different cardstock and with different inks and cutting it all out. Oh my gosh, my fingers were so tired. So that Brad is from Amy Tangerine, and it's just a chevron-y arrow, and it went really well with the geometric. So I wanted to bring in, since I used that gray arrow paper from That Away, I wanted, oh yeah, here's the stamps that I cut out. So I used a geotag that was in the teal, and 2 orange arrows, and then a pink arrow. And I put all of those on pop dots because I wanted just a little bit of dimension. I wanted it to have a little bit of a different feel, That's my daughter's hand. She's stalling. It was supposed to be bedtime, and she wants to see what mommy's doing because they all love to watch me scrap. And of course, today I decided to let them scrap with me, and let me tell you, I did not get hardly anything done because they wanted paper, and you know, me trying to be the nice mom, and I know I have tons of extra paper, so I try to get scraps that I don't really care about, and I'm looking, I'm cutting, and they're using up paper faster than I can cut it up. But so I put these sequins. These are from Stampin' Up. I just got those, and the colors match perfectly with all these colors. I love these colors. Just in love with them. So I glossy accent all of them. A pain, but you know, it's one of those things that you do, and it looks nice at the end, and it really added something different. And this is the first time that I'm really using sequins on a layout. That was one thing that I didn't have really that I had wanted, and I thought it would add something. So you can see a lot of my messy head trying to get all this, because sometimes you just gotta stand up. I sit down when I scrap. But anyway, I also add some enamel dots in different tealy blue colors and some pink, and I think that's about it. Later on I end up journaling, so I do use my date stamp on a few different places. You'll see that on the close-ups, and I hope you guys enjoyed this. I enjoyed making this layout. Hopefully next time I can show you guys something really fun. Have a great week. Bye, guys.